Hi there, I'm your virtual wildlife guide, and today I'm going to show you in detail how the My Maps mode works. This is where all your observations come together and come to life. And I'm going to explain how to get the most out of it. When you first install the app, this space is empty, and that's perfectly normal. My Maps builds itself automatically from the markers you add in the field, using prospection mode. Each time you mark an animal passage, a track, a hide, a sign of presence, or a point of interest, the app instantly creates a dedicated map. Over time, you build your own personal field library. All your maps are then organized by species, by category, and in alphabetical order. When you tap one of your maps, you go straight to a satellite view with all the spots linked to the selected species or category. Each icon represents one of your observations. You can also get an overview of all your markers. Just swipe the bottom panel upward. This view lists all your markers, and by tapping one of them, the map automatically recenters on that exact point. This is where renaming your markers becomes essential, because presence signs all use the same icon, whether it's a feather, fur, a burrow, droppings, anything. So by giving them a clear name, you can instantly tell them apart and navigate with far greater precision. When you tap a marker on the map, you open its detailed card. For each marker, a menu at the top of the screen allows you to move the marker, rename it, jump directly to the species profile, or delete the spot. If the marker corresponds to a point of interest, the card automatically adapts. You can't add observations, but you can write a custom note. For example, quiet and discreet parking spot, water point to check in summer, good access for a hide, or any useful information related to that location. In all cases, you can take a photo of the spot, very practical for documenting a nest cavity, a burrow, a passage zone, or simply keeping a visual record of an important place. Still within the marker card, you can set a custom reminder. For example, come back in spring to check whether a nest cavity is occupied, check a burrow during the birth period, or follow the evolution of a sensitive spot at the right time of year. These reminders are extremely useful, as long as you always respect distances and adopt an ethical behavior toward wildlife. In the marker cards linked to animals, you'll find the observations section. This is where you record what you've seen, the date, the time, and most importantly whether the animal was observed or not. These data feed an algorithm that calculates your success rate for each spot. If you almost always see the animal there, red circle, very active spot. If you observe it about half the time, orange circle, promising spot. If you rarely or never see white circle, low activity. The more observations you record, the more accurate and reliable the app's reading of your terrain becomes. Point of interest, markers do not include this section, they rely only on your custom notes. In My Maps, you can also display all your markers by country, super useful if you travel regularly. You record your spots during your trip, and the following year, or even several years later, you can find them instantly. For example, you observe an Arctic fox in Iceland, you mark the spot, and on your next trip, you know exactly where to go back. At the bottom of each marker card, you can open the spot in a navigation app or copy its GPS coordinates to share them. This feature is extremely useful for monitoring work within associations, for sharing a location precisely, or for collaborating with other naturalists. My Maps is the living memory of your wildlife playground, a clear, organized, and evolving overview of all your discoveries. Thank you for using Wildlife Photographer, and above all, take care of nature. See you soon in the field, and happy observations.